Hi YouTube, it's Hit here, and today I am bringing you my guide on how I farmed the apothecary earlier this league. This will probably be a 4-part video, because I did 4 different strats to get my cards. This one is the first I'll be showcasing because I'm still doing it, so it's less respecting points for me. I'm cheap. First of all, I want to talk about what we're farming in these invitations, before jumping into the Atlas, because it is pretty flexible in what we can pick as secondary revenue. We'll be running Shaper Guardian maps white. It can be Elder Guardians too, and even Cirrus Guardians, but I prefer Shaper because of the speed of the maps and whatnot. We're farming the invitation fragments that go for around 50C right now, and also we're targeting Maven's Writs, which we'll get around 6 every 10 sets we complete. Also with this strategy we'll be farming essences, scarabs, and/or heist contracts or blueprints. Let's take a look at the Atlas tree we've got so you get an idea of how we can modify it to fit our goals. This is the basis of the tree, where we block all the mechanics so we get extra spawn chance for what we want, either essences, heist, in that case unblock the mechanic, or whatever else you want to run. The first time I did this strat I only did contracts because it was early in the league, and most people do essences on league start, so the price was tanking a bit. Now with everybody doing trial or sanctum, the demand of essences is higher than the supply, so we can make more profit. We picked the Synth/Elder/Shaper/Conqueror map drop chance because we're pretty much boss rushing, and with the new Maven Keystone we get up to 3 times the chance to drop them, so after a while they start piling up. As for the possessed monsters, we do it because we'll be running the first 3 possessed monsters you kill drop a gilded scarab compasses, and that's going to be a good portion of our profit. For 30-35C a sextant, we'll be making the money back in just 1 or 2 maps. Also we can use the harvest bench for extra profit. This is a tree with essences added, which is the tree that I used in the video. The same can be done with essences, but we won't be using the compass, so we can always corrupt the essences to get more profit. As for which essences we use remnants on, here's a quick list. Always use them on Misery, Envy, Dread, Scorn, so we can upgrade them to the special essences, or we use it when there are 2 Shrieking so we have a chance of upgrading them to Deafening. As you get more familiar with them, maybe you stop using the remnants if there's a Shrieking Loathing essence because it's worth more having 2x Shrieking Loathing than the risk of rerolling it, as an example. Also, as with scarabs, we can change a stack of essences into another one, and I'll be linking a spreadsheet that tells us which ones are good to reroll and which ones we should keep. As we still have more points, we can go for many things. Heist, Nico, for Azurite and Speed, and Beasts are some options that seem good to me. I did the strat without essences and with Heist on the first week. The skeleton looks something like this. Keep in mind that sometimes selling contracts is slower than essences, so you'll have to undercut a lot if you want to sell fast. In this case, you will want to use both the sextant that lets you have an additional cache and use the 7th gate to put more caches in your map. In this case, I'm honestly not sure if it's profitable to run essences due to the fact that we'll get only 1 or 2 per map, and that way we won't be able to get them in bulk. This is a tree that's suited for that. For contracts you'll only want to pick up Deception, and blueprints you only care for unusual gems and fully revealed ones. Finally, I'll show the tree that I'm currently using, featuring Nico for Azurite and map duplication nodes to get more out of the end boss's drop. Note that the sextant that gives us a Shaper map after completing the map won't be duplicated, but we still will dupe the other drops. As you can see, in the background there's a clip of how I'm running the invitations and the dumb way I die. Finally, let's check the profits. For this video I did 10 sets, but first let's do some quick numbers to see if it is really worth it to continue with the experiment. For my expenses we have 1 set of Shaper Guardians, that is 60C in TFT, it's for bulk buying, but we'll consider them anyway. The sextants were bought at 35C, and I got 9, so it adds another 315 chaos to the mix. The invitations for the fight are 2 for 1 div, so 5 divs in there. Finally, I bought 10 sextants that makes possessed mobs drop a gilded scarab at 40 each, leaving us with 765C plus 5 divs, that is 1915 chaos, or 8.3 divs. Now let's run the numbers for the returns. First of all, we always get a full set of invitations for the Shaper fight that is 55C approximate, or 4 for 1 divine. So there we'd have 2.5 divines back already. As for Maven's writ, we get at least half a writ each set, so we get, at least, 5 writs when it's all said and done. They're 1.2 divs each. For 5 we get 6 divs. That makes up for the investment already, and we can see on this napkin math that the strat breaks even, and even gives us a little profit. Now let's see what the scarabs, essences, and additional drops give us. As you can see in the screenshot, we've got a ton of essences, got 70% of our invitations back, found some interesting items that sold for 1 divine and 150 chaos, and found enough influenced maps to later sell in bulk. We also got some decent money in scarabs which we'll reroll, the same as the essences. As for exceptional essences, we got 20, which amounts to around 2 divs when we make them all horror. The regular ones will be rolled following the spreadsheet linked in the description. Okay, so the revenue is as follows. The image shows 32.7 divines as income, which we can say it's a low estimate because it doesn't take into account things like writs or fragments in bulk, nor does it count all the essences that are going to be upgraded. We can say that, other than a lucky divine drop, all of the things we got were as expected. We can do the math. 32.7 to 8.3 leaves us with 24.4 divines and things that are going to be easy to sell. That's around 2.4 divines per set. I like to calculate profit on a per set basis instead of time, because not all builds are equally fast at running to the boss nor killing them, so it's easier to see if this is for you when you take into account your times. Now, I know that not everybody has Mage Blood, and I didn't when I started doing this strat, but you can make yourself go faster with Lightning Warp, Shield Charge, or Phase Run. I can do 1 every 7 minutes, so I can do 8 per hour. That means an absurd 16 divs/hour. If you manage to do even 1 every 10 minutes, it'd be hard to beat this as a farming strat. This doesn't take into account the time spent selling stuff, which is going to be fast thanks to PoE stack and rolling our scarabs and essences, but if we do that, the profit is going to be even higher. Let's see. I bought 1 div and 150C worth of purple life force. I didn't manage to roll all scarabs into the good ones, that is strongbox, divination, and uniques, but I did roll most of them. The same is going to happen to essences. I'm going to upgrade them all to deafening and roll them to valuable ones. For this one I'm going to buy 1.5 divs worth of blue life force. The final results are as follows. In the end it seems that rolling scarabs isn't super worth it. I just think I got unlucky. When I did it previously it was as profitable as with essences, and we were able to squeeze an additional 50% more divines from the essences, with an investment of 1.5 divs, so 1 divine just for a few clicks. In the end, the eternal question remains: is it profitable? As most things in PoE, it is. Is it worth running? If you enjoy bossing, are fast and don't care about not having any chase reward, but consistent income, then for sure it is for you. The main con is that you have to do many of them to really start getting money, because selling in bulk takes its time. Thanks for watching. Hit out.